Chapter 16 talks about electing a first African American president named Barack Obama, which he overcome some barriers and some obstacles throughout the campaign, which he did a lot as far as racism, mostly racism, as far as situation with his reverend, and as far as the news media, which we is basically about. So as far as the news media really hyped it up and made it big for Barack Obama, which helped him become president. As far as that, which Washington Post in the book it says that he was claimed as the Messiah of this country, and Oprah Winfrey called him the one at his convention in the state of Iowa, where he held his speech there during his run. But there were some downfalls as far as that, as the news media faced with some situations about his pastor, Reverend Jeremiah Wright, who I look, which I remembered the whole time. Basically, the thing went on for about a couple weeks at the most, where he went on a rant about this country as far as calling this country U.S. KKK of A, and he claimed to think that this country is affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan. And he said, not God bless America, excuse my language, goddamn America. He went on a rant on about that, his whole sermon. And the people went crazy. They couldn't believe that Barack Obama would go to a church like that. And Barack Obama had to make a speech about it as far as, well, we discuss this not only in the church, but as far as in the barbershops, and as far as in the house or the dinner table. Jeremiah Wright didn't really explain the situation as far as that. It's just he felt like we as African Americans, as African American myself, what we go through in the country, we still deal with racism, white supremacy, all that. He just went the wrong way in the rant in his sermon. And the other downfall is for Barack Obama that the news media had to face with is the fact that people believe, or his opponent believe, that he doesn't have that much experience to become president of the United States. So he did serve 6 years as a senator in the state of Illinois and a governor, where his vice president Joe Biden at the time believed that he was ready, like he feels like he's ready, but he's not ready to become president. Which when I saw that, it kind of like took me a minute to figure it out, but I figured it out. What he was saying is like he feels ready, but he's not ready because there's a lot of obstacles that he has to deal with. Right, the daily briefs, all that policy he has to set, and everything else. The positive side about Barack Obama's campaign, as I said earlier, like calling him, like the news media hyped it up. Not only the news media hyped it up, he went on the marketing aspect of it as well, as using, people were on the cell phones at the time. We didn't have Facebook, Twitter, or so Snapchat. So he used his phone as texting, basically like announcing his vice president, which is Joe Biden, which I mentioned earlier. If I'm going back and forth with this, and went on about that, and also, yeah, that's about it. As far as that John McCain situation, has his ups and downs as well as electing Sarah Palin as his vice president. And Saturday Night Live did a joke about Sarah Palin. I guess she was talking about she could see Russia. No, Tina Fey did a impression of Sarah Palin where she said I could see Russia from my house or something like that. And I totally remember the whole thing about it too. And that Sarah Palin was like, basically like a sexy figure, I guess, which kind of demoralized, I guess, her knowledge as vice president, I guess. I guess because she was governor of Alaska and everything. So, and his other downfall of John McCain is that his age. He was 71 years old running for president, and he had nicknames like Mick Out of Touch, Mick Old, Mick Washed Up. He was messed up stuff. I was like, dang, they really did this man dirty. The newsmen did this man dirty. But the positive thing about him is the fact that he has experience, and he was also a war hero to become the president of the United States. He had more experience than Barack Obama did. So it was kind of more balanced. It was kind of, so the comparison with that is what they mentioned in the book a little bit. Barack Obama was like JFK because JFK was young and full of energetic, and Richard Nixon is John McCain where he was old, a war hero, all that. So it's unbelievable how the comparison is like that similar, that close in that aspect. Barack Obama, JFK, John McCain, Richard Nixon, and which other down not which be didn't mean to be off subject, but other John McCain's downfall most of all, he had a hard time with technology. He had a lack of knowledge in technology, which that cost him. And Barack Obama didn't. He had a knowledge of technology. He knew how to use it, how to get people to draw to him, how to get the votes from the people. So that's what kind of dropped John McCain to become president. And also, he just, yeah. And the other comparison I'm going to talk about in this chapter is Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump is kind of like Barack Obama as far as, I guess, being claimed as not experienced as president, using social media, to create the audience, to target the audience. It was mostly my generation, as far as Generation X and millennials at the time, because he used Twitter to, say his policy, say his thing for the day, what's going on, basically say what he feels about the situation going around the world, which some things he say, man, is out of line, but sometimes, hey, he just say what he feels, does not care, and some things he has to cool off of. What I get from this whole chapter is the fact that, what happened with Barack Obama and John McCain is kind of a reference to JFK and Richard Nixon, and more of a reference to Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton, where Donald Trump is not experienced to become president, and Hillary Clinton is experienced to become president. But Hillary's downfall is she was a woman, and the email scams which that had Donald Trump's advantage, and Donald Trump was a big time celebrity businessman. So that's all I have for you today, and I hope you enjoyed this video response, and say what you'd like to say in the comments, and I'm glad to get back to you.